In the next 15 minutes, I'm gonna show you over 100 days of work and the story of how we went from zero to over $1.7 thousand a day with one of our portfolio channels, making over 56K in a process. So let's start from day one. You see, back then in October, I already had a channel of mine, Art of War, doing at its peak $4,000 days with YouTube Shorts. But I was super curious, did I just get lucky or would the strategy I use work again? So with this channel, I double tested every single step, making sure I remove all of the fluff and I give you only the sauce, starting with the niche. And here's a simple truth about making money on YouTube. Every new player at the table means a smaller slice for everyone already sitting there. Meaning, if I go into niches, I make sure that I am the first and only to do it, while others are stuck trying to scale commentary and ranking videos. And this is the main thing that defines whether your YouTube channel is going to be successful or not. How many people are already doing the exact same stuff and style that you're trying to do? That's what differentiates my channels from everyone else that you see on the market, because we're actually running unique and branded niches that are almost impossible to steal. But how do we do it? You see, we create unique niches using the niche bending method, because a niche is simply a combination of content category or so-called market and a format. And while markets are very well known, and there is a few gigantic markets like gaming, finance, real estate, history, science, and they rarely change. There are rarely new markets that emerge out of I don't know, just technological progress or whatever. But then there's formats like, for example, Explained with Bananas or Every Something Explained, 3D Zach the Film style animation, or let's say English Universal Lab 2D animation. Those are formats. The new formats come up on YouTube every single day. There are thousands of formats, and you can literally find untapped format almost at every single moment in time if you know where to find. So in our case, what we did is we found an animated format that was never used in this particular content category before. And our first ever video on a monetized channel blew up to 12.3 million views. I'm going to show it to you. So if we go to our shorts, and if we scroll down, I think we need to go down just quite a little bit. So here we were posting like this. This channel was pre-monetized. So here we were, it was different kind of content here. You see, this is the first ever video we posted after applying the niche bending method. This one got 12.3 million views. The second video we posted 14.6 million views. I think by this time we were already very well monetized. This one generated $1,000 and the first ever video $1,200. But then the real thing happened after the third video, because the third video is actually, I think it's our best video on the channel yet. 79.7 million views and $7.6 thousand made. Again, this is the third ever video we posted on a pre-monetized channel following the niche bending method. This is what happens when you apply an already viral format to a niche where it was never done before. You become the first ever to do it, and you also become a very much a creator in demand. So this is how we made almost $10,000 from the first 3 videos, and you know, with the cost of videos being about $150, that's crazy. And to give you an idea how this niche bending method works, here's a few examples from the real world. So the left column is a format. For example, in this case, it was Nick Invests, an animated AI channel that we discussed a few niche digests ago. And then the market was the like investing and the overall like finances for African Americans, for Black people in the US. And as the result of it, what they got is Bob Invests. So Bob Invests is basically the same channel as Nick Invests, but he optimized all of his videos for the struggles that only African Americans face in their investing journey. And this is how he bent the format towards the specific market and category that he understood, instead of blindly copying it. Because at the same time, there are people who found Nick Invests who thought that the smartest thing they can do is to simply copy it. So as you can see, Bob Invests, he's the only one doing okay. He's actually doing pretty similar numbers to Nick Invests now. But then there are channels that just completely rip-offs of Nick Invests, and these people still somehow think that this strategy is going to work. Mia Invests, like James Invests, the Sam Ledger, Junk Invests, Michael Invests, like all of this is complete bullshit. None of them are getting views because all they did was like simply blindly copying what worked for another creator. You should absolutely never do that because it like makes you the second, the third, the fifth in a niche. But like if you actually adapt it for a new target audience or a new content category, or if you bring something new to the market, or obviously like that's gonna work same way it worked for Bob Invests. Now another format that I wanted to show is there was this channel explained with Kitties, actually very good channel explained with Kitten. So very nice channel, great views, great results, and again their content format is explaining complicated stuff with those like whiteboard kitten animations. And then there was a video that blew up about our ancestors, basically showing how they lived, how they created fire, how they like etc., how they survived. And then there's a channel like right after this one, basically just talking in a very simple format, like it reminds me of another category like Explain with Bananas, because this guy basically explains how our ancestors lived in a 2D animated format similar to what Explained with Kitten did. But he talks about our ancestors. Again, he took the format, he applied it to the market where the format was never used before, he changed it a little bit. So instead of using the exact same kitten, he decided to create some kind of a hero and AI character for his channel, a 2D character for his channel, and it worked. So we can see the second ever video, 1.5 million views, because the audience already resonates with the format and with the content category where you're adapting this format. And then another example, how you can basically niche bend the talking hat creator. Like this was a format that's been popular for the last, like, I don't know, 2 years in 2D whiteboard animations, every something explained. And then this guy did a video, a YouTube short for 3.5 million views about every banned book. So this channel, without any hesitation, they took the format from whiteboard 2D, they took the idea from a short that went viral, and they created a long form video about it. Every banned book explained, 3.4 million views. He even managed to get similar views on long form as this guy did in short form, because again, he took the format from something that was already viral, transferred it to a new category. And that's what I do. And as a result, none of the channels that we currently run in our portfolio are copying something from other people. Actually, all of them are original, but at the same time, they have the foundation of the format that we know for sure has never been used before in this exact content categories. Like that's the fundamentals of faceless YouTube. And because inventing niches is basically the only way to create something stable and long-term, we actually developed a ranking tool for our clients to validate whether they found a good niche band or a bad niche band. So I'm going to show you, it looks like this. If we go to the niche validation tab, basically you fill in a bunch of different formats that you found for specific content category where you want to be. Let's say like you want to be in fitness or finance or real estate or gaming, whatever your passion is, right? You first need to find the formats that you can bend towards this category. So you fill them there. And at the same time, you paste a bunch of links to your competitors, to people in this exact content category doing amazing numbers. So if it's fitness, it can be Jeff Nippert, or it can be Brian Johnson, or it can be, I don't know, The Rock, Greg Plitt, whoever it is, right? You need to post their ideas there, because then we will use it as a database of potential ideas, but then we will bend them towards the formats that you have on the left of this spreadsheet. And then based on this 6 criteria, we basically rank every niche, and we give every niche a score that basically tells us whether the niche is good or not. So this spreadsheet is completely automated. If the ranking is bad, then it will basically tell you that the niche is not worth it. And this way, it's very easy for me and for my clients to validate whether the niche actually makes sense or not. But a niche is not enough, because to scale the channel to 1.7K a day, you also need something that I call an unfair advantage. Because you see, the second problem of YouTube that anyone with any kind of stable success on YouTube already encountered is the moment your channel blows up, someone comes and tries to steal it. I have probably the best example for it. If we go to World War II Tales, this is like one of the biggest channels at the time, and my friend Andrew actually linked this channel on his Twitter. But honestly, like when he did it, what happened is a bunch of people, because it's a very simple AI niche, right? So they started simply copy pasting the exact same videos, which absolutely doesn't make sense. But that's what happens on YouTube when you have any kind of, success. So like if you Google their most popular video, yes, you'll find them at the top, but then look at how many direct copycats you have right away. Some of the people thought that, okay, cool, I'll do like a little bit better thumbnail, but I'll steal the idea. I'll do like an animated thumbnail. I'll do more like food, etc. So they look at how many of those there are. So the moment Andrew basically posted it on Twitter, there were like hundreds of channels next week trying to replicate the success. And this happens on YouTube all of the time. No matter how big or small your channel is, the moment you explode, there will be hundreds of people who will come and try to replicate whatever it is that you do. And the only way you protect yourself from all of those copycats is by actually building in a niche with a high barrier to entry, because the higher your barrier to entry, the more complex your niche actually is, the less people can try and replicate it. Because think about it, there's a kid somewhere in Pakistan who wants to make $1,000. He sees that you blew up with AI videos that cost $0 to make. What is he going to do? He's going to copy your exact videos for no specific reason. He's going to do the exact same thing at volume, at scale, thinking that this will make him a couple $100. And yeah, for him, a couple $100 might be a good number to make. But then it will saturate your niche. And then if we have 100 kids like that, that will completely wipe out your entire niche. But then if you have a 3D animated channel, 2D animated channel, like any kind of complicated niche, then all of those kids, they simply cannot compete. They don't have the knowledge required to run those niches. So this barrier to entry basically protects you from a bunch of competition. And with my team, we created this visual that basically represents most of the niches on YouTube right now. And there are those simple niches, police body cam, US court. Yes, there are some barrier to entry in police body cam. You need to find unique footage, and sometimes you need to sign some papers to get the unique footage from US government, etc. But it's still not enough. Many people can do it. There's commentary, AI slop, training niches, fall asleep niches. All of them fall into this simple category where whenever you explode, you get hundreds of competitors that you have absolutely no competitive advantage over, and you basically in 2 months, yes, you kind of made some money with the niche, but your channel is gone, your niche is gone because it's overcrowded and oversaturated. At the top, there is branded AI. So branded AI is a bit better. Channels like Fast and Fred, Nick Invests, and there was another guy with prompts. I forgot his name. I think I have him down the line in the niche reveal. But there is 2D long form and short form. That's even better because the barrier to entry is higher, and as you can see, there's way less people in those niches compared to, let's say, fall asleep niches or police body cam niches. And then at the very top, you have very complicated, very branded channels. Fern, Yarnhub, all of those are basically so unique that it's impossible to steal what they do. It's impossible to copy them, and they will be making money on YouTube forever. This is the Mr. Beast approach. I'm not saying you need to be there because it's definitely more complicated than running something like this. So that's why I say that 2D is probably the best choice. It still has the barrier to entry to avoid competition, but it's not as complicated as, let's say, Fern operations or Yarnhub operations that run with 70 employees or something like this. So this means more competition and shorter channels lifespan for the channels in the lower categories. And yeah, you can compare those directly. The spam niches, they're very easy to start. They have no capital. No capital is required to start them, but they die out very quickly because of the niche saturation. They have huge competition, and you don't really know if the niche is going to pop off, because there's hundreds of people at the same exact time trying to run this niche. They have no longevity, and right now with inauthentic content, many of them got hit. Niches like that we've already discussed, and basically the strategy that you need there is to run 15 channels, making you $1,000 a month to have some sustainable income, and then you constantly launch new ones. Some of them die out, and that's the only way you actually make it long term. In this niche, you have to jump from one niche to another. The second option, the branded niches and branded channels, has no competition. Nobody is looking towards this direction. Nobody is actually doing it right now. They have huge markets, but only few players. They're always branded, long-term, bigger exiting acts if you want to sell the channel. And the only cons are they're harder to start at the beginning, and they require some capital. But in the end of this video, I'm going to show you actually a few niches that do not require that much capital thanks to AI. So these are branded AI, 2D long form, and etc. And the strategy that you use to make it in branded categories is you run 1 or 2 channels, maybe like 3 if you really want to, posting 3 to 7 times per week. So not a crazy posting schedule, not a crazy amount of content, and each channel makes you $7,000 to $15,000 with a barrier to entry, so it's protected income, guaranteed long-term income, and this is exactly how we build channels from my portfolio. And my best channels, they all have a solid barrier to entry that prevents them from basically getting saturated, because as an example, at its peak, Art of War generated 720 million views. It was June 2025, so it was 9 months ago, and since then, like, we generated like $46,000 like revenue from YouTube, another like 5-6K from TikTok. But since then, I got 5 new competitors, like total, compared to like World War II Tales that got 100 competitors in a week, 5 competitors in 9 months. It's basically nothing, and half of them already gave up because they don't have the hiring systems that I do, so they're not able to sustain the channel quality at my current level. So this is what happens when you have the barrier to entry, and this is why I call those niches the most protected niches from saturation on YouTube. But you're probably asking yourself, how do I start now? And as I promised, I'm going to give you 3 niches today, and for every level of capital that you have. I'm going to give you a complicated AI niche that requires a little bit less than $1,000 a month to run, but still has very much, potential. And I'm going to give you the 2D animated niche that requires a little bit more, but still less than 2K a month to run, but have the least competition. So let's get into the 3 top niches to get into right now. Those niches will most likely deliver you the same results that my portfolio channels are getting or my clients are getting. For example, just recently I recorded those interviews with the clients who finished the first ever group, the Art of YouTube group that we run. For example, Sep made $50,000 in the first 90 days of running a branded channel. An interview with him is going live on my YouTube very soon. Or for example, Rom, who we got to 1 million followers and about $50,000 a month. Also a very nice achievement for a branded channel. And their formula of success is actually very, very much simple, and I simplified it in this graph. So all they do is they have a unique niche with a high barrier to entry. They run it with a team that allows them to delegate most of the work. So they are operating, so they're more like managing the channel instead of actually working on creating videos. And they have SOPs that basically simplify the workflow, the content CVMs, the checklists, the quality controls, and etc. And to give you all of those, first I need to give you the niche. So here are 3 niches, 3 unique niches that I'll get into if I were you. So the branded AI niche that requires less than $500 a month to run is the one that we already discussed. Bob invests But instead of going into the same niche, what you should do is actually use a niche band to adapt the same whiteboard format, the same 2D AI animations, is to adapt it to unique markets where it was never used before. So first, you can go into health and fitness. This is probably the one of the biggest categories, top 3 categories on YouTube. So this one could be like Brian Johnson in AI 2D format explaining longevity. It could be Lux Maxin, something that's blew up recently, and everyone wants to know how it works. So Lux Maxin for men, also for women, 2 completely different niches that you can run completely with it. Or for example, true crime. I actually had another one here, but I spoke with a client yesterday, and he wanted to do that. So I'm not going to reveal the 4th one, just to not oversaturated. But these 3 niche bands are already, very, very good ones. And all you need to run it is one VA, and then at some point you might need a channel manager, but $500 is an average salary of a VA, or you can even do those videos yourself if you're a complete beginner. Number 2 is complicated AI. So this one requires not only AI skills, but also at the same time a motion designer who will edit your videos and make them very much appealing for the target audience. So we take Parker prompts as a format example, and then we apply the niche bending metrics again, and we can bend this format to the finances. So Parker is basically like an AI influencer, so he talks about the prompts and all of it. But then we can create like an old guy who will talk about finance, like very realistic, sitting in the couch with a cigar, like talking about finances, stuff like this. Or for example, we can talk about women health. There's not many channels for women nowadays, so we can talk about this, and we can generate an AI women influencer again, talking about their problems and struggles. And we can have another one with a kid, for example, talking about parenting. So these are the niche bands that I would do to the Parker prompts. For this channel, you need one VA and motion designer. So the VA will be in charge of creating the AI videos, and then motion designer will put them together with beautiful editing style. The cost of the channel is going to be about 1.5K a month, so nothing too crazy. And the 3rd niche that I wanted to give you is the 2D animated niche that requires about 2K a month to run. So this channel, Renrat, exploded just recently, and the channel itself is basically 2D animations of some traumas and situations about the boys in an early age. So basically the way we can bend this is we can create rescue stories, animal stories, moral principles, we can talk about that, and also true crime. So in the same exact 2D animated style, let me show you. Actually very good style. Channel exploded just recently, so it's doing videos like this, and again, it's the only channel right now doing this style of animation. So like if you do it and you adapt it for a new content category or a market, again, you'll be the first one to do it. Of course, there is people who's going to watch it. So a very amazing niche band. And for an MVP, you need one 2D animator. And if you're planning to scale the channel, about 3 animators plus channel manager. An average salary of an animator is 1.2K a month. So again, not some crazy numbers there. And if you want to learn how to get the rest of the puzzle, because now you do have the niche, you need the team, and if you want to get that and learn that, right now I'm looking for 5 more people this month to join the Art of YouTube program. This is where I'll personally find and verify your niche on a one-on-one call. So we'll literally go through the same niche bending process one-on-one on a call, analyze a bunch of data, and then rank all of those niches using our tools, and then we'll come to conclusion that one niche is better than the other, and we'll build your team together with my HR, who's built a team of 32 people by now for me. So my HR will be accessible to you. We will actually hire your first ever employee together, so that you understand the whole process. Then we'll implement the same SOPs I'm using to run my channels in less than 7 hours a week each. And you kind of resonated with the rest of this video and with everything we discussed so far. I also want to give you the free strategy session with the head of client strategy at The Art of YouTube. So apply below, you will get a free bonus, YouTube profit calculator that will allow you to predict your numbers and kind of calculate the P&L of your future branded channel. But at the same time, you'll get a free strategy session with the head of client strategy at Art of YouTube, which is also super valuable. So you'll find a link in a pinned comment and the first link in the description. Go check it out, and I'll see you there.